Okay, what I see here is, I think you can tell from the watercolour and the oil, the form of the trees, the back purples, the greenery and the sky. But what's happening here, it's being split into two. And I want to avoid that at the end of the day. So what I'm going to do next is, I've mixed up some more blue for the sky, and I'm going to start to put this on. Now this is lighter now, I'm bringing this up in tone, but I'm going to drag this across and into this area through here. I'm going to try this to start with and paint out a little bit back into the sky, but I think it's going to be a little bit too much if it's all just one flat blue colour. So I'm going to introduce a little bit of purple into it. Picked up a bit of purple. This colour now is quite thick compared to what we had originally. But I'm now going to brush this out, dragging in back into the tree area. There. Down with the brush, back up with a little bit of wet kitchen roll, and just drag this in and pull this in and blend out through there. We're going to be going back on these areas. We're just gradually building this up. So we've flattened the area of sky, and what we've got is blues and purples linked with the purples back through this here. Softening this, we'll paint back into this, but introducing this into here to bring this area into here. We may well take the green up into that bit. So what I've got next here is a colour that I think we can use, which is a slightly more dense green, but very wet as an overlay. And I'm going to take this in, and this will go over these colours, but you'll be able to see these colours through this colour, through this very translucent wet acrylic. That was thick, this is now fairly thin and is allowed to run down into the subject, back, down, and again I'm going to just blend that off just a little bit. Good abstract painters, Picasso forward, are all from good basic traditionalist work, right from drawing all the way through to the final product. It's where you choose to go, which path you want to go down, really. What am I going to do here? I've got oil bars. This is oil paint in a bar form, and it's quite good for use with abstracts. And what I'm going to be doing is putting some of this on now, and it's rubbed in, and I'll show you blending out. We let it dry just slightly, and we put acrylics back on again. Something you think, oh, we should never do, but we keep this quite thin, acrylics back on, and we can scrape through it, which I'll show you later on. So let's just show you what we're going to do. Green oil bar pushed into the canvas. We don't want to go all over. You can blend this in various ways. I'm going to use my fingers here. Through to there. I'm going to darken the green a little bit down here and blend that in with the lighter green. Down to that dark mark, blend with the lighter green. This is a bit mucky because you get to a stage where you just have to peel the surface off and throw it away. Carry on again. quite luminous because blending it in and having a thin acrylic behind it tends to still keep the white of the canvas acting for us and keeping the vibrancy. Just be a little careful we don't go over everything. What's quite nice to do is paint it up to and across the dark and leave it far more as a textural surface. You can see that, and that. So I don't think we'll do too much more than that, because we do want to create texture, but texture all over isn't a really good thing. So a little bit more subdued now, just blending this in, pulling that in, and we'll leave it at that stage. Yeah, I think that's okay at the moment. Right, what I'd like to do next on here, having put some oil bar on, I'm going on to some separate colours which I want to pick up from our original thing. So there's a little bit of ochre colour here, and I'm going to put this in fairly direct marks at the moment. We'll push that in just a little bit, because I'm going to go back on the greens and pull this down here a little bit. A little bit in here wouldn't come amiss, I don't think, either. But I don't want to overstate it or overdo it. I'm going to add a little bit of water in here and just loosen this up just a little bit here. In that corner there, this bit, we're laying light against dark and again helping us frame the painting. Clean the brush off there, well, I'll put it in water there. Going back to my blue again, which I've left mixed up. Got this purple in it. And going back into this yet again. But you can see the amount of work that's put on there is quite minimal, really. It's not, it's marks. People say, well, why do you put a mark there? Why there, why not there? I centre, nothing here at the moment. The weight of the painting is here, and I feel that bit here, on the third bit here, is quite a good bit to do, quite a nice area to paint. You can see the water dripping off of this. That's going over the oil bar there, just a little bit. Not too much of that there. That I'm fairly happy with. So I'm not going to do too much more of that colour. Put that in some water, and now looking at just picking up some extra bits of colour to add some vibrancy once we put the reds on. So this is like an aqua blue colour here. We're going to put in just through there, and I've got a subdued parchment type colour, very light now, painted back into our ochre colour. Just through there, quite gently done. I think abstract at times should be dashing, vibrant, and then delicate touches to make the thing work. Light, see that bit of blue left in the brush, look. Turn it round, a bit of light. That I'm quite happy with now, that's coming on quite nicely. What we need to do is to start to look at how we're going to paint our reds into it. Do we want this mainly green, or shall we have it just mainly red, because that was the impact of the original scene when I first saw it? Not sure at the moment. I think I need to just look at that and see what we want to do. I think this as well, we've got a rather large area here. I do like the idea